for reference, we need larger openings. So we can get more flow rate, at least if we're going to...
Yeah, inner tubes are a pain, huh?
It's not the tube, it's just the valve is too small for the amount of air that's getting pushed out.
Yeah. But that's what inner tubes come with, so then one would have to rip it open and put in a different kind of valve, which carries its own risks and problems of damaging the inner tube. What's curious is that this tank here didn't change at all, that its pH is still highly acid even after entering the carbon. That means that the intervention is going to have to be to buffer it.
Would that just mean that there wasn't enough carbon?
Well, he added carbon.
Right, but doesn't that mean that there just wasn't enough to make it change? The amount of carbon that we put in didn't affect the size of the tank.
That's a really good idea, because then we just need to find out how much you would need to add in order to affect change. That's a better experiment.
Because it did change, but slightly.
But it changed in a downward, in a more acid direction. Unless
it may just not have consistent
but it could have, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could have just not been enough. But I mean, look at the size of the tank and the amount of pine cones that we put in.
Was very little. That's true.
I couldn't imagine that the amount of pine cones that we put in had any effect on the size of that tank.
That's a good point.
Even with because I mean, they were watered down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't just pure.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the effect of the resin in the pine cones would have, and what the pH of the resin is going to be, and what that may affect.
Mm-hmm.
Because wouldn't the water technically water down the carbon? So
it would also water down the hydrogen.
More water.
Okay. What is that? 35. You're looking. Where are you looking to? Down to where the water is?
Isn't that where I'm supposed to be?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's 35.
Yeah.
About 35. That's a rough estimate. That's good. All right. Let's see how it burns.
Yep.
Still.
Yep. That's what we were getting the other day.
Same thing.
Keep down it.
See how much more yellow it is? Or maybe is that just pulling it
from the flame?
It's just not staying wet.
Take the pot and hold it over. It's filled with water, and the light is on it. And just
okay.
Yeah, just hold those things like that. I'll hold that. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah. Probably needs to get much hotter for it to begin to light the light, but it's worth seeing. Can't hurt. Ah, there's the light. The light's on. Look at that.
Oh.
Woohoo! You're generating electricity. Now I have a light to shine on you, which is really cool, from the biogas. This is a Peltier. Huh?
These cables are heat resistant.
Yeah. But isn't that fun?
That is kind of bright.
That is very bright. This is a new technology. This is the hot pot, or whatever. I'll have to look at the name. But it's got water inside, and when you put it on your campfire, in our case on the biogas flame, you generate electricity to charge your cell phone, or to charge a battery. It comes with a lithium battery to charge, or to illuminate. But now when we shoot, we have light. Imagine if we could green the blue, take this to the United Nations. If we could meet our UN Millennium Goals through microbiology.
I think microbiology is on the floor somewhere.
Those microbes are always ending up on the floor, aren't they? But this is yeah, it's that's pretty cool. And just to show people, can you with your left hand, Jennifer, can you take the top of the pot off? Or can you do that? So people can see it. We're just boiling water, and that's all this pot is a way to boil water, which you take camping with you. And as you're boiling the water, because there's a Peltier device, otherwise known as a CBOC device, depending on which way you look at it, the junction between the colder water and the hotter temperature surface underneath, that Peltier junction creates an electric current. In Iceland, at the Eco Village in Iceland, they had geothermal heat coming up from the ground for the hot water source, and they had cold water coming from the icy rivers from Iceland, and it met in the sink at the cold and hot water tap, and they had a device, and when you used the water, you generated enough electricity for the light